Okay, hello everyone. Hello everyone, how are you? Can you see me? Can you see me? Can you hear me now? I think this is on, but the counter is frozen, so I can't see if this is live or not, but I can see the bars moving, so I think this is live. Okay. So again, good to see everyone. Great to see you. And thanks for coming back to my channel. So today is Saturday on the 18th of February. So I would like to talk about something about psychology or something related to trade, but not so much about analysis. But yeah, if you have any questions or comments about trade psychology, then just let me know on the comment or the chat so that I can have a look and I may be able to reply on these comments. So yeah, for me today, this is Saturday, and usually Saturdays are, of course, my days off from the trades, but I do some teachings and I do this live stream, and but in the first half day, I take relax. I take my day off and relax. So today I was still continuously backtesting on my new strategy, but also I am preparing some new projects, which are also related to trades. And recently I'm a bit busy with these new things. And also I'm editing my website. So the website was something I created on my own. So I edit the web page, and yeah, that's about it. So yeah, today reason maybe the climate change, maybe the weather change, I'm not sure, but I took a walk outside today. This morning it was really nice and sunny, but now it's becoming a bit foggy and dark. But this morning was really nice with the sunshine. So I was walking on the street, but I feel a bit dizzy, so I just came back home and I took some water and vitamins and just took a rest. And I had one meeting at 2 p.m. I had one meeting, and then I did the GTS, and here I am now. So yeah, like yeah, I like to keep myself busy. This is, I think, for you, for the heads up. But if you only trade, then you may get bored at some point. I was trading, and before I do YouTube, so I started my YouTube channel about 3 years ago, and before that, I was not doing anything besides trades. So yeah, besides trading, I was basically playing the violin. You see my violins here. So here. So I play the violins just for fun, and I have some friends, only few friends in Japan, but I have no traders friends, and I was not really in the seminars or anything like that. So I was basically doing nothing besides trades. But then I got the call. I got the request from some of my friends to share my knowledge, to share my strategies in English, and that's how I started my YouTube. So, and I never expected my YouTube channel would grow this much. And also, another big surprise of mine was that there are so many people in the world who are interested in Ichimoku Kinko-hyo. That was a big surprise. But I thought Ichimoku is, within Japan, I thought Ichimoku is not really that popular in the world. So yeah, I got really surprised. To be honest, even within Japan, even within Japanese traders, we hardly use Ichimoku Kinko-hyo. because Ichimoku is considered to be sophisticated and complex and kind of difficult to understand. So nowadays, traders in Japan prefer to use moving average or RSI or some other Western indicators. But yeah, I think so before I start YouTube, I had I shouldn't say no friends, but I only had few friends, maybe 3 or 4 friends, and my wife, and that's it. I wasn't communicating with anyone before I start YouTube, so I feel really nice after I start YouTube and get to know lots of traders in the world and be able to communicate like this in a chat and YouTube. So, and also in community members, I see face to face sometimes. I communicate, and yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, so quite a journey for me after becoming a full-time trader. This year is actually my 10th year. So yeah, time flies. 10 years, wow, time flies. I never expected I will be trading for 10 years, to be honest. When I first started, I thought I was gonna quit maybe 5-6 years and then maybe do other jobs. But it happens to be my life work, which is nice. So that I can continue to improve my own trades, and I can look into the market every day, and I just like it. I just like it very much. So I guess I won't stop. I think I'm the type of person who wants to keep going, and keep going on in terms of what I do, and in terms of the strategies also I like to do. I like to keep improving myself. So, and that's something I share in my YouTube channel. So yeah, again, thank you very much for joining today. I see many comments as well, and I hope you have a great weekend also, everyone. Thank you very much for joining. Yeah. So how's your weekend so far? How's your weekend? I hope it's going well. And I got some few messages about my father, but he's recovering. He's recovering well. So yeah, he's under treatment. He still has some numb and on left arm and left leg, but everything else looks good. So yeah, that's also a good news recently for me. Yes, thank you so much for joining, everyone. Good to see you. Let me say hi to everyone quickly. Christopher, thanks for joining. Good to see you. And one group, good to see you. Gyan, thanks so much for joining from Nepal. All right, thank you so much for joining from Nepal. Okay. Yeah, that's very nice. Nice country, all right. I got FOMO on Bitcoin last week, but then I remember your good teachings and was able to overcome it. That's good. You have overcame the FOMO. That's a big news. Yes. It's not easy to overcome FOMO. You know in your head, but when you actually face it, you may not be able to deal with it. But I'm so glad that you were able to overcome the FOMO. And these small steps will become a big step in the future. So we never take the big step first. We always take small steps, and these small steps will lead to the big step in the future. Yeah. All right, Rain, thanks for joining. AZ, good to see you. All right, Ollie, thanks for joining. And Arne, good to see you too from Norway. Great to see you. I see many people joining from many different countries. Thank you so much for joining. Great to see you. All right, Duong from Vietnam, thanks for joining. All right, Roger, good to see you. And Win, thanks for joining. And Adam Wong, good to see you too. Thanks so much for joining. All right, Oli says, you are the best mentor in this profession, and I really appreciate your endeavors. I feel so bad I missed yesterday. Oh, Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, so glad to hear that too. Yeah, you can always check the archive in case you miss one of these live streams. But yeah, so glad. Thanks so much for joining today. All right, John, thanks for joining also. He says, hi Kay, mine is about oversold and overbought, situations where I don't want to enter right at the retracement. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. It's okay to wait for the better timing to take trades. I think that's good. Yeah, when you see the market's overbought, oversold, well, actually I do this based on the Kumo shape. Whenever I see the Kumo thin, then that's overbought, oversold. So I stay away and come back after the market has consolidated and then start new trends. So, but it requires patience for sure. Yeah. Okay, Cedrine says, hi Kay, do you think it's worth getting a funded account? Yes, I think so. Funded account, right? Like FTMO, these challenges, I think it's good. And once you have enough money in your bank account, then you can open your live account and start trading on your own live account. Yeah, I have never experienced fund account because I have been trading all my own fund on my own money. So I have no experience, but I think it's a good way to do it. Yes. Okay, one group. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, Rafael, hello, thanks for joining. Good to see you too. Go back to bed. Okay, you gotta back to sleep again. All right, sure. That's fine. Thanks for stopping by and say hi. Okay. Yeah, hello James. He says, have you ever looked into how the brain works with the amygdala, where the flight or fight, right? Fight or flight emotions kick in, and frontal lobe that controls logical thinking, if I'm right saying. Yes, I have. I have studied psychology and some brain functions, but long ago I did. And I did read some books about these. And yes, I have some comments. Whenever you are in the stress, whenever you're in the rushing feelings, then your decision-making process will get lower. I mean, your decision-making power becomes lower, and you might make mistakes more. So first, have a good sleep is always mandatory. And then take less stress. Whenever you take trades, possibly you want to take less stress whenever you analyze charts and take trades. And one of my advice is to do meditation. Especially before you take trades, you meditate. Simply close your eyes for 5 minutes and then open your eyes and start trading. That helps really very much. At least for me, sometimes, let's say I have a big day, or I feel unwell a little bit, maybe some headaches, or maybe something pain in my stomach or something, but it's not so much. But sometimes these small pains in my body or small stress that I remember may lead to the wrong decision makings. So to avoid that situation, I meditate. I close my eyes before I start screen charts. And because after you meditate only for 5 minutes, then you literally wake up, and then you feel really fresh. So that's what I recommend also to do it. Yes. Hello Christopher, thanks for joining. Good to see you. Are you an introvert or extrovert? Just being curious. I think I am an introvert. Yeah, I'm not an extrovert. I'm an introvert. So I like to be alone and I like to do my own things. Yeah. I think trading is the best job for introverts because you have to talk to yourself. You can't ask guidance for anyone else, because all the decision makings are done by yourself but not by others. And trading is not done with the team members, because nobody trades in a team unless you're in a firm. So basically, when you trade yourself, then you most likely will be an introvert and analyze your own trades, your own analysis, your own behaviors, attitudes towards the markets, and keep going. Yeah. All right, let me say hi. Kevin, thanks for joining. VK, good to see you. Master of, thanks so much for joining. Good to see you. So let's see. So do you have any questions for me about being a trader? About being a full-time trader? Then just let me know. Yes. I'm happy to answer any kind of questions or comments, because I think being a full-time trader is something special. You won't meet like full-time trader, really. Yeah, for me, I only met few full-time traders, maybe 2 or 3 only full-time traders in my whole life. Some people are part-time, some people have traded in the past, but then they quit. Or some people are planning to trade. But full-time traders, I think, are rare in the world. Okay, COJ says, hi Kei, I trade using Ichimoku also, and it's good indicator and start to get profit. That's good, that's good. Yeah, just keep going. Just keep going and learning and trading and make profits in the long run. Alright, Rajesh, good to see you. Okay, let me continue to check some comments. Roget says, I can feel UK. Sometimes I do feel being a trader can be rather be lonely. Yes, I think so. I think so. Trader's job, being a trader is lonely. And trading itself is a lonely process. That's for sure. Because, for example, sometimes I trade live, and you may join live trade. But after all, I trade myself, and I only show you my trades. But the decision makings that everyone has to make have to be on their own terms. So, and as a result, I can accept the losses, but you may not be able to accept the losses. And there should be some psychology difference between myself and you. So I think trading is a lonely journey. At least for me also, like my father thinks trading is the gamble. I think it's usually the case. People around you may think that the trading is a gamble. So I didn't want to say that I'm trading to anyone. Even if I was part-time trader back in Japan, when I was working full-time, I was trading part-time, but I didn't want to say I'm trading part-time to anyone, to my colleagues, because they may think I'm gambling, and they may think I'm not getting success, and I don't want to be considered like that. So, but rather I shut my mouth and just studied my own. So for 6 years, I study my own and trade my own and learn myself, and looking back my own trades and just did it. And on my 7th year, I started to my YouTube. So yeah, for 6 years, I was very lonely in that sense. But it's good. I mean, in a good way. In a good way, I was lonely because on the other side, it was freedom. So yeah. So let me see. B-Bone says, how long did it take you to become consistently profitable? It took me 3 years. It took me 3 years for me to be profitable. Yeah, but those 3 years was really pain because I was full-time, but still losing and losing every year. So I have some savings on my bank account, so that was okay. And also I had some income streams from other sources, so it was okay. But even so, it wasn't enough to support my life in the long run. So I had to be success in trades. So it took me 3 years at least to be profitable. Let me share something. I have here's my web page. If you click on the profile and scroll down, then you can see my profile, all my profile, and here you can see my some numbers. I started my trades in 2013, and then 2014 was a loss, and 2015 was almost breaking in slight profit. And after 2016 and onwards, finally I start to make profits like this until now. So it was a long journey. 3 years really long. And I would never know how many times I thought I would be quitting the trades. But yeah, it was all good. Afterwards, it was all good. Alright, Minchit, good to see you. Yeah, so same question, right? When did you start getting profitable? And that was my 3rd year. Because I had no mentors, I had no teachers, simply I was trading on my own and doing some trials and errors and doing some challenges. And yeah, I was like that. So that's why I think it took me 3 years. But I got confident that it becomes impossible to lose anymore after 3 years. So I'm not, this is kind of a difficult feeling, kind of mixed feeling to be honest, is that I never feel confident on my profits every month. I never be confident. I will never know if this month's gonna be profitable or loss. I will never know. But only the history has been proving me that I have been making profits. So that's why I just keep going. But every month and every trade I take, I don't be confident. I'm not confident in making profits. So yeah, I just follow my rules and I just keep discipline and just keep going. Because that's all I can do. Okay, new blog and TikTok, good to see you. Okay, lots of rain in Kenya. Okay. Thank you for joining. Alright, Lisa, good to see you. Oh, Rosie, yeah, thank you very much. Yes, my father is recovering now. Yeah, thank you very much. I don't take the student offline. I don't. I only do it in online. Yes, Photo, thank you for joining. Good to see you. Rosie says, I made significant profit this month, but due to over trading, I lost half of it. So please advise on how to go about it. So never overtrade. Be more selective on which one to trade is my advice. Trading is really difficult in terms of psychology because of this comment. You made big profits, right? You made big profits on this month and lost half, but you're still in a profit, so it's good. It's a good thing that you make a profit in this month. But if you start to focus on the losing side, then that's where the pain comes from. And never revenge trade. Never try to cover the losses. Never try to cover the losses to trade. I mean, how to say, whenever you trade, never think to cover losses. But whenever you trade, only follow the rules. Just stick to the rules and see where the rules will take you. Because that's all you can do. So never expect profit or loss. Never expect the result. Simply follow systems and just keep going. In terms of the analysis, I will do it tomorrow on the weekly forecast. Today I prefer to talk something about trade or psychology or mindset. Ditendra also, yes, I will cover that tomorrow on the weekly forecast. Minchit, where can I learn Ichimoku indicator? You can learn on my YouTube channel. I have so many videos, so you can learn anytime. Even myself, I'm still learning Ichimoku. I have been reading these original books of Ichimoku. This is the first volume of Ichimoku original book, and this one comes with the cover that looks like this. And it also has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 handwritten charts like this. So whenever I study Ichimoku, I read the book first, and then he mentions about some markets which is actually shown in one of these handwritten charts. And I look at the chart, I read book, and go back and forth to study Ichimoku. Sometimes, he doesn't show candles. He only show lines, and also he only show Kumo and Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen only, no Chikou span, only lines without candlesticks, but he still explains how Ichimoku works. So it's been a big challenge for me to understand deeply. Even up until now, I'm still reading the book and try to understand what exactly he says. And it gives me some new inspirations every time I read the original books. Okay. He says, I'm kind of guilty of forcing trades even though I'm a lot more controlled now. But sometimes my other side will come out and ask me, what if your analysis is correct? Oh, okay. So you have to take it like equal. What if analysis is correct and what if analysis is wrong? You have to always think about the other side and decide what to do. We have to be objective and rational and be disciplined to the market. VK says, do you have a tip for keeping on rule when you take trades? Keeping on rule when you take trades. For me, it just becomes natural. So I naturally check whichever I have to check and take my trades. But if you are still new to follow the rule, then you can maybe write down and post the bullet points on the wall or besides the screen. And before you take trades, always check the checklist, the bullet points, and then start take trades. We as human beings are really easy to forget about something, especially when you become emotional. We tend to forget something that is really important. Especially when you are emotional, you have to follow rules. Daniel says, do you write any Pine scripts to create alerts on indicator trade view? No, I don't. I have no knowledge about Pine scripts. Okay, James, thank you, Kay. You're welcome. I read a short paragraph I wrote to set mindset before I analyze charts and do a breathing technique which has help. Sure, yes. You can reset your mindset, and you can breathe in and out and meditate, and it helps to start trading. Like I play the music, I play the violin, and also playing music helps me a lot. Whenever I get stressed, whenever I can't express my stress in words, then I just play the violin and I feel good afterwards. Maybe for some of you, feel good after exercise, after talking to someone, after playing the music. But however you do, whenever you take trades, you have to be neutral to the markets. Yeah. Jacob says, I want to become a full-time trader. Okay, I don't recommend. I don't recommend to be a full-time because it's difficult, it's tough, and it's a long journey. And you never know when you're gonna be success. And you may be success in the first months, but on the second month, third months, you may be losing, and that's a reality. So, being a full-time trader, if you think it's a way to get freedom, then I don't recommend. But if you want to become a full-time trader, just want to become, then I think it's okay. Yeah, I'm not here to scare anyone, but that was my case. After I quit my full-time job, I thought I will make more profits. I will earn more money. Because when I was working full-time job and trading part-time, I was only able to trade 3 hours. Because after work, I came back home at like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. and had the quick dinner and then start to see charts maybe from 10 p.m. or so. 9 p.m., 10 p.m. I start to check charts until 1 p.m. or so. So I was only able to trade 3 hours per day, 3 to 4 hours per day back then. And then I still made some profits. And that's why I quit my job and became full-time. And that was my big mistake because I had more time. I had 24 hours after quit my job. So I thought I can make more profits. The more I find opportunities, the more I take trades, and the more I make profit. That was my mindset. So I became too aggressive. I looked for more indicators, more winning strategies, and I was becoming too greedy. And I kept losing for the first 1 year. In 2 years, I kept losing. And that was my big mistake. So, never change your strategy. Never change. If it's a minor change, it's okay. But if you apply the whole different indicators without no reasons, without the reasons to support your existing strategy, then I don't recommend you to do it. Because basically, you're looking for the Holy Grail. Basically, in that way. So instead of looking for the Holy Grail, try to perfect one strategy at a time. And I think that's the shortest way to be successful. Yeah. Okay, Prahad, thanks for joining. Can you guide on option trading? Oh, I don't do option trading, so I'm not sure. I only do Forex trades. Hello, Pierre. Thanks for joining. To see you. Arne says, I try to learn from others and develop my own strategy, but still no success. Do you think it's better to copy a strategy or continue working on my own? I think either fine. You can copy someone's strategy and simply test on it, or you can work on your own strategy. Either fine. For me, in my case, I worked my own strategy. After testing so many other strategies, I worked on my own and created my own based on Ichimoku in multiple time frames and looking for the entry timing on the lower time frames and exits, and it worked for me. So it's not about copying a strategy or creating your own, but the question is whether you test it or not. You have to test the strategy and prove yourself that it works. Then it should work on the live market. But unless you test it, you will never see. Okay, Bibon says, thank you. 3-year is a common theme among others I've spoken with and listened to. I'm a few months away from the 3 years, so I'm very helpful. Okay, sure, yes. So 3 years, you may have been going through some different times and tough times. But yeah, never give up. Never give up. Just keep going, and you should be fine. Oh, Roger also, it took you 3 years to break even, and even then I was profitable enough to leave from trading. Sure, yeah. So I think it's not a matter of how long it takes, because when the market's trending, then you make profits. In the market's ranging like this time, then you will make less profits. That's what it is. So I think whenever you start your own journey, you have to see this in the long run, to not only 1 year, but 5 years to 10 years span. Okay, Oli says, is there a way to know the end or start of a trend using Ichimoku? And so much. For me, no. Actually, the end of the trend is when Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, gold cross below Kumo. So Chikou span breakout can be the beginning of the new trend, or the Kumo breakout can also be the new trend. But even if you see Chikou span break or Kumo break, sometimes you reverse, you retrace. So yeah, for me, I don't think there is a way to know exactly the end or the start of the trending market. And I'm not looking for the very beginning or the very end of the trend. I only get the body part of the fish. I don't care about the tail or the head of the fish, but I only take the body part of the trend. And that's my strategy. Okay, Gen says, how much capital do you have to have used in one trade? In one trade, I don't really open trades in terms of how much, but I go with the lot size. I take 2% risk to stop loss and calculate the lot size and take trades. Okay, COJ says how big lot you trade in each trade and the first time you trade and how many lot now each trade. When I started, it was like 0.1 lot. 0.1 lot I used to take in the very beginning when I had the $10,000 account. Now I'm trading like 10 lot times 2 or 15 lot times 2. Because my account is big, so I take bigger lot size now. Photo says how to build confidence in trading. Confidence only comes from experience. So the more experience, the more I become confident. Experience means not only the profitable trades, but also the losing trades. Then you become more confident. Okay, one group says, I was making good profits on my second year of trading part-time, almost 5 times my salary, and I decided to quit my job in Dubai, went back to my home country, then things took nosedive. I had to work. Oh, okay. Yeah, so maybe you have to come back to the days where you are making profits on your second year. You had that good experience. But again, the question is whether the market was good or not. Maybe the market was good. You saw the trends everywhere and you make profits everywhere. And in general, that's usually the case. Whenever you have profits, then that's when you have big trends. But we still have to keep going. We still have to make profits every year, regardless of the market conditions. Yeah, and then you can be a full-time trader. All right, hello Long. Thanks for joining from Vietnam. Good to see you. Oh, he continues, it was a very painful experience, but I really think it was worth it. My family said I'm gambling, and my wife too. It was really difficult, but I think don't be full-time trader and only depend on it. Right, yeah. Yeah, whenever you make profits, people around you may accept, but when you start losing, then people around you may think it's gambling. Yeah, so it's a difficult time. Yeah, trader's job is really the lonely process. It's not a easy job. Yeah, there's always like even myself becoming profitable for every year, but sometimes something behind myself says, can you make profits this year, next year? And my answer is I'm not sure. All right. Hello Maria, thanks for joining. Good to see you. Jamie says, I found that expectation in the market can be bad. Expecting to win and make profit just because you see signals. Its probabilities, profit, factor, etc. That's right. So I never expect the profits, but at the same time, I never expect the losses too. So I don't expect anything whenever I take trades. I simply get what I have to get based on my system, and that's it. Alright, Mamohan, thanks for joining. Steve. Oh, the plants in the back, these are live plants. Yeah, I like to have live plants in my room, in my house. Michael says, don't you have to change strategy when it's a ranging market versus trending market? Simply when it's ranging market, I stay away. And whenever it trends, I take trades. So I don't change my strategy. Okay, MT Tube says, Kason, on the topic of stop loss, what is your advice? How to better place stop loss so that we know that the trade is wrong and exit? Thank you. Stop loss for me is a seatbelt, like a seatbelt on the highway. So whenever the price goes down and hit the stop loss, that's my worst case scenario. But the stop loss placement has to be logical. And I usually do that based on the waves. I put the stop loss below the previous pushback. Because if the market breaks the previous low, that means this trend may end. Or it may range. Or it may reverse. Because when it's uptrending, the market should not break the previous low. But if it breaks previous low, that means the momentum changed. So that's how I place my stop losses. Yeah, I think stop loss is also very important. Back when I was losing like these years, I never used stop loss, and it was my shame. Yeah, I didn't know about the stop loss and how to use stop loss. I thought stop loss is for, I thought using stop loss is for, how to say, like a loser's strategy. Yeah, I thought placing stop loss is like for those who doesn't have confidence on your trades. That's what I was thinking back in 2013 or even before. So I never used stop loss, and over the years I kept losing, and finally came to the importance of the stop loss. So yeah, we have to use stop loss. Alright, FT Machines, thanks for joining from Brazil. He says, use 2 indicators for my entry trades, but when I have doubt about entries, I check like 3 more indicators to confirm or verify my decisions for the trades. And what do you think? I think it's good. The more you have the indicators and confirmations, the more you can select the timing to take trades. So I think that's good. Yeah, sometimes, if you only use one single confirmation, like the, let's say, gold cross of a moving average, let's say, or the Kumo breakout, let's say, but this one only signal can be fake at any time. So if you combine like 2 or 3 multiple confirmations, then it gives you more clear entry signals. You will see less signals for the entries, but you can have more exact spots on your entries. So yeah, I think that's a good idea to combine some other signals and take trades at the same time. Yeah, before, instead of adding some other signals, I was only using one signal and one indicator, like gold cross, dead cross strategy, and changing the numbers and parameters. Which one works better? But there was no answer. Sometimes gold cross happens and works on this case, but on other case, it doesn't work. So yeah, and that's when I realized that the answer is not in the settings of the indicators, but it's all about the combination of the indicators and how to select the best pair and best timing to take trades. Yeah, there are so many indicators, that's right, out there. Millions of indicators. Most are repaint, that's right. Yeah, and Ichimoku doesn't repaint. That's right. Ichimoku signals does not repaint, and that's why I also started to use Ichimoku. Because once Kijun Seinen goes up, it never becomes flat again. But because Ichimoku takes high and low, and that's why it doesn't repaint. But usually the indicators use the close price, like the moving average, RSI, MACD, stochastic, these famous indicators like Bollinger Bands, they all take the close price. So unless the candlestick closes, you will never know the signal. But by the time you see the candle close, it may be too late for entries. And that's the cons about these indicators. So that's why I started use Ichimoku, because it doesn't repaint. Okay, so yeah, I do see many more comments, but I have to go now. I'm sorry. So yeah, let me end the live session for today. But it was really nice. It was really enjoyable for me also to see many comments, and I like to talk and discuss about these topics more than analysis in the market. So yeah, thank you very much for everyone joining today. So, yeah, I hope you have a great weekend. And to those who are Ichimoku members, there will be Ichimoku Zoom Cafe, which is the monthly event among the Ichimoku members. In about 10 minutes, there will be an event. So, to those who are Ichimoku members, I may see you later soon. But to those who are joining public, I will see you tomorrow on the weekly forecast. So until I see you next time, please stay healthy, stay safe, and stay gold. Bye for now, everyone. またね. Thank you very much.